here we are at the ride. I'm going to try to make this quick because I hate these damn things anyway. But problem is no crank, no start. Typical things to look for, especially when you have a Honda, is about the main relay. I told you guys, get a backup on that one right here. Yep. This is my backup. I'd open it up, resolder all the connections in here. And the reason why is because they get dry socket, and of course they short out, or open circuits, things like that. And when these go out, the car won't start. Be it through, because all the electricity runs through here from the ignition through this. This is what gives power to the fuel pump. It's what handles timing, all that stuff. So the ECU gets its power from this. So outside of the ECU, you really only have the main relay to basically find out, where's the spark. So going over all of the, electrical schematics and everything else, it dawned on me that obviously the ignition switch itself is obviously something that is vulnerable and could very much be a cause of a problem with, either a worn out or, short-circuited ignition switch, where so much electricity is going through the ignition switch to turn the car on that it's going to wear itself out. So my solution for this solution, basically being a DIYer, and all you guys that love to tinker and make new shit out of old shit, a soldering iron, is shit. You have to have one. It's a must. And basically, when I looked at the ignition switch, I'll show you the ignition switch. This is a 95 Civic. I'm not sure how all the ignition switches go, so obviously it's more for the older cars because these are the ones that are breaking down now at 200,000 miles, which is pretty much par for the course. But if nothing else, this is a good trick to kind of... And by the way, I did this yesterday on this car, and it worked beautifully. So it might not work for everybody, but I guarantee you it's going to help somebody. So don't write messages and tell me some bullshit about this is bullshit, or it's not bullshit. It's real. It works. This car's running. This car's running right now because of this little trick. So anybody who says any different, tough shit, turn this off. But anyway, what I thought about doing was taking a regular soldering iron, and then I realized it's not going to get hot enough for what this ignition switch is set at. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. Let's see if I can get the camera. Shit. I'll just leave it like that. Anyway. All right. Here's the ignition switch. Let's see if I can get in there. All right. Now, you see all the hookups, all the connectors. You got your white and black. You got your black. You got your black. Your yellow. All right. Now here's the deal. All you're gonna do, okay? All you're gonna do. That's it. $3.99. Get it from any crackhead in your local neighborhood. Crackhead will have one of these. All right. Butane torch. You want it specifically. Do you want it this tiny? You don't want something big. You don't want one you would use to do plumbing with. Okay. It's too big, too much, and you'll melt the shit out of this ignition switch big time. Don't do that. Tiny guy. Look. Okay. Not very big, and the reason why is because what we're gonna do is we're basically gonna go in here to the ignition switch, and we are going to. There you go. We are going to basically heat those up to where we're going to try to eliminate any of the bad connections in there, just due to, years of turning the car off and on. And the reason why is obviously my car is no different than any others. It's got almost 200,000 miles on it. She's a 95, and they're old. Parts wear out, okay? So all we're going to do here, obviously it's not a permanent fix, but it definitely will get you back on the road. It did for me. So what we're going to do is, for those of you guys that do know, solder melts at different temperature ranges depending on what type of solder you're using. It's no different here. The reason why, and another reason why I like these is because it's tiny enough where it's not going to melt. It's not going to remelt all the original welds in here. But what it will do is it's going to heat it up enough where it's going to basically smooth everything out and get rid of any sort of bad connections inside these lumps of solder. So that way we're eliminating the short, basically. We don't have to go chasing what specific wire it is because we're just going to do all 5 of them anyway, so who gives a shit? But by doing this, all we're going to do is once you put it on there, and I'll do one real quick. I've already done it to this ignition, so I'm not gonna redo it all over again. But I will show you one so that you can get an idea of what you're trying to do. But all you're gonna do is just take this little guy and you're just gonna put it right on the different connections. Leave it there for maybe 10 seconds, take it off. 10 more seconds, take it off. And the reason why is because it's not perfect, it's not exact science, but you don't want to burn and melt everything in there, because a lot of the connections in there are little tiny connections that you don't want to basically ruin the whole thing by melting the whole thing down. So be judicious when it comes to how long you leave this on there. 5 seconds, that's fine. Take it off, check it, put it on again, take it off. What you're looking for is you want the solder joint to actually start to get shiny, almost like it's wet. And around the edges, you're going to see like little bubbles start, because you're heating it up and it's actually starting to boil whatever moisture's in there. You want to see that, because then it's obviously getting things hot enough in there where it's starting to glaze up. It's going to take out all the shorts, and then you're going to be basically back to, well, at least a functioning ignition switch that'll at least get you by in, a couple of days or weeks until you can afford another ignition switch. So go ahead and I'll show you one of these right now. And let's see if we can get this set up. All right. Okay, so ignition switch. And all I'm going to do is we'll take this one right here. All right. And remember, guys, don't leave it on too long, because all we're trying to do is we're just trying to heat it up enough where this thing starts to get it looks glossy. All right, a little glaze. See, there it goes, starting to do it now. All right, now see, it starts starting to melt all sides too, so you want to be careful. Let's not melt everything out. All right, get that little sucker heated up, and now see how it's starting to glaze up. Okay, that's good, and that's about all I did for all of them. So, and again, don't overcook this thing. It's not designed to take a bunch of heat, but what it will do is it will start to smooth things out in there and get rid of the shorts. So go ahead and do all 5 wires like that, okay? And that's it, all right? Then screw that thing back in, and it should fire up right away. Mine did. So literally, the fix is all of 5 minutes tops. And if it's something else, if it's a short along somewhere else in the system, this obviously won't find it, because it's dealing right at the ignition switch. So you'll know real fast whether if this is going to help you or not. But go for it, I'm telling you. Because all you're basically doing is spot welding this. That's all you're doing, folks. It's not rocket science, okay? The only thing about it is I haven't seen anything else posted this on the internet, so guess what? Here I am. But guess what? This is all it takes to get that damn thing back up and running. If nothing else, just until you can afford to get another ignition switch. So that's it. So look, I wanted to send real quick a shout out, because this is actually my first video. I want to send a shout out to a guy named Old School Funk. He's a guy that does how to flip cars and shows you some tricks and stuff on YouTube on, if you want to get into flipping cars and stuff. And I did, just so you know. And I wanted to send a huge shout out to Old School Funk, because I know you're a San Diego guy, dude, and I'm in San Diego too, dude. I'm in Eastlake. So I tell you what, dude, I just want to tell you thanks. And the reason why is because when I happened to see your video, it's how I got into flipping cars, is because of you. And but at that time in my life, dude, I was in a real dark place. And as odd as it sounds, dude, seeing your video brought me back from a pretty dark place. So this is my paying it forward to all those motherfuckers out there that to let them know that, you know what, a guy named Old School Funk here on YouTube got me out of a real dark place. So to Old School Funk, I wanted to thank you, my man. You're in Diego, I am in Diego. We need to get together, dude. Seriously, dude, I love your work. Hey, man, I might not even always agree with the shit that you say, but you know what? I respect and appreciate your passion. Don't ever lose it, man. I tell you what, the world needs more Old School Funks in the world, dude. It would make it a much better place. So you keep fighting the good fight, my man. And you keep out there, keep telling the youngsters and all the knuckleheads out there, you know what? Keep your faith in God, and you will find salvation. So, you know, brother, I might not even always agree with your ass, but I respect and appreciate what you do. Keep it up, man. Seriously. So that's it. Don't subscribe, because I really don't give a shit. This is just a tip for all you guys out there banging away on the Honda Civics, man. I tell you what, I'm a fan. Keep racing. Thanks, y'all.